Hey guys, and welcome back to Rainbowing. It is another Percy Jackson Friday. We are doing a sorting video today, and today we are sorting the characters from Meet the Robinsons. Anyways, if you don't know what I'm talking about when I'm saying sorting or what that is in general, it's similar to how people sort characters into the Hogwarts houses, but it's Camp Half-Blood themed, and it's just me sorting characters into the Camp Half-Blood cabins. It's pretty much based on the personality and like traits and who they are as a person within their film or even series. So there's that. We have cards, so let's jump right into the cards. Zeus, Hera, Poseidon, Demeter, Ares, Athena, Apollo, Artemis, Hephaestus, Aphrodite, Hermes, Dionysus, and then we have cabins 13 through 20, my other cabin card. I pretty much, when I was first making these all those years ago, when I first started this, I got a little lazy and I just didn't want to make extra cards, and so I got yelled at for wasting paper. But for instance, like Iris, Hypno, Hades, Nike, Phoebe, like that, it's 13 through 20. It's the add-on cabins that we see them do in the end of The Last Olympian / partly the beginning of the Lost Hero book. So there's that. If you're wondering why Hera and Artemis in here, even though they do not have demigod children, or really in Artemis' case, children in general, it's like I said earlier when I was talking about sorting, it's their attributes, it's their personalities, it's their traits, it's like abilities in the movie show where they're from. So there's that. Hopefully today I will give an definitive answer to all these characters, since this is going to be a normal one in like Toy Story and Cars and Marvel and X-Men, like all that stuff. So we're going back to normal, and our first character is our protagonist, or one of our main protagonists, which is Lewis or Cornelius, whichever you wish to say. Literally, it's the same person. So right down to it, Lewis is beyond smart. He invents things. So this is going to probably be a similar epidemic to, what was it, Flint and with Iron Man and all this stuff, where I either want to put him in Athena or Hephaestus, and even though he's like good at inventing, he can get like very frustrated and angry very quickly. He has that similar of a temper, and I feel like Athena kids have that a little more than Hephaestus kids. But again, every time there is a character that's either Hephaestus or Athena because of the smart and inventive side of them, I always think of the story about how they technically have a kid together with her snot rag that's in the Percy Jackson the Gods books that Rick made, and like it always makes me think of that in the same possible way. I always think of that story. So, but I know either or they would 100% take him, because I know he can be like oblivious to some things, like his like surroundings, like similar within the show. He stayed up all night to work on his, was it a memory device, I want to say, and he kept Goom up all night, and which led to him being bored, which we'll get to here in a minute. But I think for Lewis, with the traits that I've been saying, like he can't get frustrated very easily, and like I know Athena kids can't get frustrated easily and like focus on one certain thing, that they have that track mind. So I think I'm going to lean towards more of Athena. So I think for the moment, you guys can yell at me in the comments below. I know every time I've had a person who's an inventor and who's smart, I either say Athena and Hephaestus and like all that stuff, but I think for this time being, again, you guys can yell at me in the comments below, I'm going to choose Cabin 6 Athena. Okay, so next up, hopefully I'm saying this right, is Wilbert, who is our second protagonist in this, who is Lewis's son from the future and stuff like that. What can I say about this character? He finds himself in trouble a lot. That's like one of the first things that come to my mind. He's always like a troublemaker. He's always like getting into trouble and like always having like a bag of plan and like hornswoggling his way out of it and like that sort of thing. Because I'm not saying he's not dumb nor stupid. He is somewhat bright because he always has like I said, a backup plan. But again, he's always getting in trouble. And throughout the whole movie, to not, of course, reveal any of the future to Lewis, he is, well, lying to him and lying to his family of who Lewis is, like lying to Lewis that this is his future family. And like, I understand he's got to do that and stuff like that, but I feel like in that regard, like that way, he partly doesn't know what he's doing. The only cabin I was thinking of when I rewatched the movie, when I was thinking about Wilbert, was cabin 11, Hermes, because because of him, no offense, always getting in trouble, the lies that he had to tell, like, to his family, to Lewis, like, but a lot of times he's jumping into things before fully thinking about it, too, and I feel like that's kind of Hermes' thing, along with the lying and trickery and stuff like that, and that's how I partly feel about the character. So I think for the moment you guys can yell at me in the comments below, because that's the only place I can think to put him, and I know, like, Hermes' cabin was originally, like, a catch-all cabin, like, originally, so for the moment I'm gonna put him in cabin 11 at Hermes. Okay, so I partly talked about him when I was talking about Lewis, the bowler hat guy slash Goom. They're literally the same person. His real name is Michael, but we're calling Goom and bowler hat guy in this situation. And before anyone asks me, no, I'm not gonna try and pronounce his last name. But for this character, since they both drastically changed from when they were younger to when they're older, aka the bowler hat guy, let's start with Michael and work with the bowler hat guy, because they are quote unquote antagonists. They're a bad guy in this, or well, a partial bad guy. We'll get to true bad guy here in a minute. So unlike Lewis, Michael, I don't again want to say that he's not that smart and he's not that dumb. He just has other interests than Lewis. Michael is interested in baseball, on doing his baseball team, and like at younger Michael age, he was able to like let stuff go and like stuff like that. But still, even though it's been partly stated like, oh, Michael's like partly mature for his age, and like there's other times where he's not, of course, with the whole bowler hat guy in the future thing, and like him being bowler hat guy in the future and like stuff like that. And then we get to the night in question that starts him on his journey to the bowler hat guy, which I partly talked with Lewis. Lewis staying up all night to work on his invention, keeping Goom awake, which subjectively, which makes him dead tired and makes his team lose the game that next day, to where he doesn't catch the ball because he's asleep in the outfield, and he got ridiculed and bullied, and it led off to like him hating Lewis and wanting like Lewis's downfall, like wanting revenge on Lewis, like to ruin his family in the future as bowler hat guy, and to ruin pretty much his future in general. He's not smart because he literally teams up with a hat, which we'll get to here in a minute because that's a character in its own right. So, but all in all, from that day forward, bowler hat guy, Goom, Michael, wanted revenge. That's his like whole part with bowler hat guy in the movie, because we see bowler hat guy more than Michael in that regard. But we know at the end of the movie, hey, it's him, even though he did help out in the end, but he still hated Lewis and wanted revenge, and like there is a goddess of revenge, which is Nemesis, and that's where my brain was like partly going for this character as well. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and put Goom, Michael, or a guy, whatever you want to say his name is, because there's a lot of names in this movie. So I'm gonna put him in Cabin 16, Nemesis. I don't know if I put somebody in Nemesis before this. I think I have. I just don't remember who. Probably somebody who has grudges against people. But again, with the character like I just stated, he gets redeemed, becomes part of the family. And also Lewis fixes his mistake to where Goom becomes a good person in the future, where he's not really the bowler hat guy, and like everything goes well. So anyways, there's that. Our next character, hopefully I'm saying this right, is Franny Robinson. She's Cornelius, Sir Lewis's wife in the future. In the future, she composes her own music and teaches like frogs to sing and dance, like how she wanted when she was a kid, when we saw her in the end of the movie, when Lewis was helping her collect the frogs up, and like that's how they met. And since we see more of Franny as her older self in the future than her younger self, I'm gonna lean more towards her older self in the future, which I already know where I want to put her, which is Cabin 7 Apollo, because of the musicality of her. Composes her own music. She teaches the frogs how to sing and dance, like the whole show tune thing. And Apollo, one of his names is music that he is of. So yeah, Cabin 7 Apollo. That's probably the most easiest one out of all of them to explain and do. Alright, we are at our final character. I talked about this character a little bit here because this is somehow a character within the movie when I was talking a little bit with Goom / Michael / bowler hat guy, which is Doris-15, the Hat. I love how this robotic hat is considered a character, and I love it so much. It's hilarious. And ironically enough, it's our one of our big villains. Doris is more of a villain than Bowler Hat Guy in this, and that's hilarious to me. So, Doris 15 was created by Cornelius, aka Lewis, to be a helpful hat sort of thing, but like a lot of things with robots, she rebelled against her creator, aka Lewis, and she was able to figure out how to take control of the user that was wearing her, and she's really smart. I guess she was programmed smart by Lewis Cornelius, whatever you wish to say, but Lewis Cornelius quickly deactivated her and like pretty much scrapped her. And her whole point of one is, similar to Bowler Hat Guy, is revenge. She wants revenge against Lewis / Cornelius. She just wants to also wipe out human race. So she teams up with Bowler Hat Guy because they have a mutual hatred and wanting revenge against Cornelius Lewis in that regard. And of course, she slowly is taking over Bowler Hat Guy and being the one in control versus him. And then by the end, or the climax of the movie, she makes many versions of herself to try and take over, well, in the world. But all in all, she wants revenge of being cast aside by Lewis. Like with Bowler Hat Guy, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put her in Cabin 16, Nemesis. And that was our final character for this video. I know there was a lot of characters that I didn't sort that are from the world of Meet the Robinsons, and I just had no clue about them. So any character that I didn't sort that was from that movie, you tell me in the comments below. Any of the characters that I did sort today and you think they should have gone someplace else, again, tell me in the comments below. I enjoy reading your guys' comments and like getting different opinions and everything else. So yeah, please make sure to like and subscribe, hit that bell icon to know when I upload. I usually upload on Fridays at noon, but I can also upload at random little videos during the week to substitute for that. So there's that. Last video right there, subscribe beneath, and also playlist of other sorting videos are right up there, and also in a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out with a Percy Jackson playlist. And I'll see you guys next time here on Rambling. Bye!